Vahguru, 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 Guru, Vahguru, 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 Guru, Vahguru, 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 Vaheguru, 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 Guru, Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਇਹ ਮਾਇਆ ਮੋਹਣੀ ਜਿਨ ਵਿਨ ਦੰਤਾ ਜਗ ਖਾਇਆ। This Maya, this illusion, it's also called Maya Mai. It was created first time when Guru Sahib started this scheme, which we read in Japji Sahib. Eka Mai, Jugat Vyai, Tin Chele Parwan, Ik Sansari, Ik Pandari, Ik Lai Divan. Now, when you will hear this, you'll say, who are these three people or something, some entities? Eka Mai, Jugat Vyai, Tin Chele Parwan, Ik Sansari. Who is Sansari? Who is the creator? Now you'll think about it and you'll say, why who is the creator? How come this, who is this person? Ik Sansari, Ik Pandari, Ik Lai Deban. So who are these three? And they, in Gurbani they say, they are Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. Now when we think about Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, immediately we start thinking about Hindu deities. One is Brahma, one is Mahesh, one is Vishnu. But I will go deep and deep in the Gurbani with Vaheguruji's Kirpa. What we will find is that this Maya Mai, Eka Mai, Jugat Vyai, Tin Chele Parwan, Ik Sansari, Ik Pandari, Ik Lai Deban. This Maya Mai is within us. This Maya Mai has three Chele within us. Now we need to understand what are their purpose. They're not just some idols sitting somewhere in some temple. They are within us. Now we need to understand when we say within us, what does it mean? What exactly it is? Because do we have any people with a medical background or the doctors or nurses here? In the medicine field here? In the Darbar Hall? I don't see any raised hand. But there's a kind of a basic thing which I'm going to talk about. If we scan this body, if we do an X-ray of this body, what are we going to find? Are we going to find this Eka Mai? Are we going to find these Tin Chele? No, we are going to find mostly blood or bones or some internal vital organs. Maybe MRI scan you will do, you will find more details. Maybe the brain scan also, but still nerves and all. Then where are these three subtle things? Because they are not physical, they are subtle entities. In Gurbani, they are also called Trigun Maya. Now Maya or the illusion is very easy to understand when it comes to the physical body. or the physical things. For example, this mic is a Maya. ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਮਾਇਆ ਕੀ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਨੇ, ਪੈਸੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹ ਮਾਇਆ. But what exactly the Maya is, the physical Maya is something which we can touch. This mic is a Maya, this Vajja is a Maya, this, anything which you can physically touch is Maya. Now it is still something which we can think about it, which we can contemplate. But the moment we start about thinking about the subtle Maya, there's a confusion. And there's a picture on your screen right now, and it says we illusion and we path. The illusion is also within us, and the path is also within us. Gurbani says, just like we talked about the Maya, Eka Mai, Jugat Vyai, Tin Chele Parvan, Ek Sansari, Pandari, Klai Devan. Maharaj says within you, it's not just the Maya, there's something else also is within you. Now, what is there within us? Maharaj says there are two paths there. Liv Tat Doira hai Hukmi Kar Kamai. Now, when we talk about live and tat, live literally means love, the path of love. And the other path is tat, the tat is Maya. Now, why we don't see it when we do an X-ray or an MRI scan of this body? Because we are still looking into the physical things. We are not looking into the invisible stuff. This is the invisible stuff. And Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, Gurbani Guru, it only talks about invisible things, not the visible things. And that's where the confusion is. Some people will say, who are we? Some people will say, ਅਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਜੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਤਮਾ ਹੈਗੀ ਨੇ, ਕੋਈ ਕਹੇਗਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਸ਼ਰੀਰ ਆ, ਕੋਈ ਕਹੇਗਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਨ ਆ. And some people will debate on this fact. How can we be mind? ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, we have been always listening that we are Atma. And this lecture will try to see what is Maya and what is Vaheguru. We will try to, from the Gurbani Guru, we will try to learn this, because our mind is constantly creating a division. When we see at people, we always try to think something, we perceive, we judge people a lot. Not even the people, to the things also, right? So if there is a car there, and if you know a little bit about the car, you may say, oh, it's Mercedes, or you'll say, oh, no, it is BMW, or it is Tesla, or something else. Similarly, for the human beings, when you see a person with a pug, they'll say, oh, he's a Sikh. When you'll see a lady with a hijab, you'll say, oh, she's a Muslim. So our mind is trained to do these divisions. Physically, you saw it. Physical, you all know. Physical, everything is Maya. What is Maya? Anything which is going to perish, which is no longer going to be there forever. Ik din saaryan ne khatam ho jana. We all know that. But when we start talking about differentiating, dividing stuff, this is where the confusion comes. Because we have been trained for that. And when we say this person is Muslim and this person is a Sikh, then we are forgetting Vaheguru. Because we read it in Gurbani, Aval Allah, Noor Paya, Kudrat ke sab bande. Ek Noor te, sab ja gupje, kaun padhe kaun? Mande. Who is right and who is wrong? If from Vaheguru's Noor, sab mein jod hai soe, tisda chanan, sab mein chanan hoye. We know this, we read Gurbani. Every day we read Gurbani. But we are not implementing it. Because we have been trained from our childhood. The moment the baby comes out of the mother's womb, that the division starts happening. If it came from the Muslim mother, the baby is Muslim. If it came from a Hindu mother, a Hindu, Sikh, Christian, and all. It depends on the parents. We don't even ask our kids, right? But when we talk about the Gurbani says, Eko hai ji, Eko hai, Sahib mera, Eko hai. It's only one. Then what are these two things? There's one everywhere. You see it right now, it's everywhere. ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕ ਹੀ ਹੈ, ਦੂਜਾ ਹੈ ਹੀ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ. But because we have been trained to judge and categorize people, categorize things, then we start perceiving. And you know, here there's Kirpa still. People can recognize us as the Sikhs and all in European countries, probably in UK mostly. In US, it's still a problem. They'll think, oh, this is a Muslim. But irrespective of, you know, some people will come to me there and they will ask me, are you a Muslim? Now, the two things comes in my, duality comes in my head also then. I say, I don't want to say that. When I first moved to US, this duality was always there. I don't want to say that Muslims are bad. I want to say I'm a Sikh. How should I say it? Then I started getting into one line. I said, you know what? I am a Sikh. I'm from Punjab, northern India, but that's my physical body. That doesn't matter, Muslims are bad. We need to have that thing because that jyot of Vaheguru is in everybody. When we judge and categorize people, that's where the problem comes. So same thing about the things, you know, if somebody is driving, I don't know, you have a Hyundai here, right? Somebody is driving a Hyundai or some other car. They say, oh, this is a Korean car, this is a German car, German cars are better and all that stuff, Korean cars are not. We are differentiating everything. Our mind is dividing everything. We can just say, it's a car. Now I have some exercise for you, everybody, if you can look into the screen. I don't know if you can see it properly. Now tell me, how many sticks do you see? Just think about it. Don't say it loud. Just check. How many sticks are there? This is something which I have not created. This is created by a guy. This is actually all over. People are actually building this. How many sticks are there? All right. I heard 4. I heard 3. What else? 5? Somebody said 5. I don't know how. How many people say it's 4? All right. How many people say it's 3? All right. See, we have a division here also. Who is dividing this? Our mind. It depends. To cut short the story, I mean, we can go on and on this. We can take like 10 minutes. People will have a different opinion. If you will see it from the left-hand side, right, it's a different number. If you will see it from the right-hand side, it's a different number. This is what you call the optical illusion, right? This has been created, and if the kids are interested, there are actually lessons to draw that everywhere now. So maybe kids it's an amazing thing. How our mind plays tricks with us. This is what the Maya is. Depending upon from where you're looking, and if you see, on my left hand side, most of the people said 4. On my right hand side, people said 3. It depends which side of your brain is working at that point of time. Your brain will trick you. And that's why we need to understand illusion and Maya, and we need to differentiate that actually everything, it doesn't matter whether you say it 4 or 3, it is still an illusion. Because at the end of the day, everything is one. Now what we will learn here is, we'll try to differentiate what is Maya or what is Vaheguru and what is Maya. Because people have different perceptions. For example, if you go to the Hindu temple, right, you will see idols there, and maybe it depends whether it's a Shivji's temple, whether it is Krishna's temple, or some Brahma's temple, or some Mata's temple. Your perception about the God will change. You'll not believe it. In India, every village, especially in the southern part of the India, if you have your South Indian friends, you can ask them. They have their own gods. Every household or every village has their own god. right? Because I don't know if you're familiar with this term called Kul Devta. Familiar है जी कुल देवता जो पुराने बंदे सारे को पता होगा कुल देवता की ਹੁੰਦਾ that is based on your ancestry, based on your caste, based on your ancestry, based on your kul, there is a separate devta. See, this is where we are very very lucky, very very fortunate that we have a Gurbani Guru, Dhan Dhan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, Vaho Vaho Bani Nirankar hai, which tells us, which guides us where to see Vaheguru. Vaheguru is everywhere. How to look for Vaheguru. And we read it every day. Tinni viche Maya Paya. You know, when you see a milk, you don't see a butter in there. You don't see a kyo in there. But we all know there is a butter, there is a kyo in the milk. हर का बिलोवना बिलोवो मेरे भाई सहज बिलोवो जैसे तत न जाए. Below, there is a method. It's another lecture, but I'll try to kind of make it simple. You know, these days we have been lazy. We are all over the world, not just in Western countries, even in India. We are becoming lazy. There was a process to make a cure. There was a process to make a cure, and that process, just like we mentioned, is in Gurbani. Now what we do is we buy a cream or a butter from what you call a store, and you just heat it, and what happens is there's a cure. But that's not how the cure used to be made. ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਉਂ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਬਣਦਾ. How the cure is made. First, there is a yogurt or a curd. I mean, in America they call it yogurt. They call curd can they yogurt can they? Do you call it yogurt? Yogurt, okay. First the yogurt is made, right? And then after the yogurt, right? From the yogurt, there's lassi is made by churning it. And there is a way to churn it. And when you churn it, what happens is, on the top there is a butter, and left over is a lassi. And then they take that butter, and then they warm it in a earthen vessels. That's how the cure is made. And that process, which we just read the Shabad, Harka Bilovana. And if you want to see Vaheguru, now Vaheguru is everywhere. Vaheguru is in the Maya. Tinni viche Maya Paya. But you need to know how to do the Bilovo method. Now we have become so lazy that we don't want to follow the proper process in the Maya to make the kyo, desi kyo. How it will work on us to find the Vaheguru? Vaheguru is in everybody. Vaheguru is here, outside. Vaheguru is inside. Okay, let's ask this question, especially the kids. Where is Vaheguru? Vaheguru is where is Vaheguru? Vaheguru is inside. Vaheguru is inside. Raise your hand if you think Vaheguru is inside. Even adults can say. All right, Vaheguru is inside. Is Vaheguru outside? बाकी की कहते हैं जी बाहर भी नहीं अंदर भी नहीं कितने है जी. I feel like European people are a little bit shy, or they don't. I don't know. It's whenever I go to any U.S. State or any state, people are very happy to raise their hands and all. I don't know. Maybe Maryada issue. I don't know. I'm sorry if it is a Maryada issue, right? But anyway, Vaheguruji is inside. Vaheguruji is outside. So the same thing about the sticks. The people who said there are 4, they are also correct. The people who said there are 3, it's also correct. So apparently, that's why we have to understand the Maya has 2 forms. Physical form is very, very easy to figure it out. And how we figure out the physical form? Mostly with our senses. Through the touch, to the smell, to the eyes, to the taste, and through the hearings. When you hear something, okay, you know it's a Maya. Now, that was a perfect example right now. See, everybody's mind went there, isn't it? When the baby cried, right? The mind went there. That's what Maya is doing. Maya is taking your mind outside your body. See, perfect example. That's why I love Gurdwaras, right? Everything is happening here, and some people say, "Oh no, no, let's take the baby out." No, don't take the baby out. Let the baby be in here. Here, baby should be here. Our dhyan is not pakka. The problem is that with that dhyan, with that focus. You know, there's a story in Sikh history. There's a story. There's a Gurmukh Pyare. He's sitting at the back of the Gurdwara, and Guru Sahib was sitting there and doing the sermon, and he was giving the message. And when he was sitting at the back, he was abusing, loud abusing and all. Let the baby be here, please. And the Gurmukh Pyara out there was abusing very loud, very loud. Gala hi gala kaddan daya si. Kadi ek gal, kadi ek, kadi duji, kadi tiji. Right? And what is happening? And after the Pog, after the Ardas, Beinti and all, what happened was, Sangat came to Guru Sahib. Said, this Gurmukh Pyara, we know he's a beloved Gurmukh Pyara, but he was abusing. And I was like, okay, can you call the Gurmukh Pyare? He called the Gurmukh Pyare, the Sangat called the Gurmukh Pyare, and the Gurmukh Pyara came very happily. And he said, the Guru Sahib said, were you abusing? Were you shouting and yelling at people loud? He said, yes, I was. He didn't lie. He said, yes, I was. He said, ask them for what thing I was lying, or what I was yelling, what abuses I had. And everybody was like, they knew everything about the Gurmukh Pyara, whatever he said. And the Gurmukh Pyara was like, yes, I said all these things. But Guru Sahib, please ask them, what message were you giving at that time? Do they remember the message? Everybody was silent. And this is the problem with our dhyan. We focus at the wrong things. This is what the illusion is. And through these senses, our dhyan goes outside. Our mind goes out. And when our mind goes out, mind can go out by hearing something through ears, by smelling something, right? By seeing something, by tasting something, by touching something. These are also called indriya. We also call it a wisdom senses or gyan indriya, right? And that's what we need to understand, where we should put the dhyan, where we should put the focus on. Now, a spelling mistake here. But there is another thing which we need to understand, is something which is happening through our brain, right? Which is sukham, invisible. We are taking thoughts all the day and night we are taking thoughts and all. And we think it is okay, it is normal. But it is not normal. Because Maharaj in Gurbani tells us, Ai Panthi, Sagal Jamati, Man Jita, Jagji. If our mind is not in our control, how can we win this mind? How can we win this world? Thoughts should come. It's not like that thoughts should not come. We don't want to be a zombie, right? But the automatic thoughts are a problem. The thoughts which are coming from left, right, top, bottom, and we don't have a control on the thoughts, that's where the problem is. We have to make sure we follow the Gurbani and learn from Gurbani about these thoughts. And we read it every day. Tehi guni, sansar pramsutta, sutya ren vihani, gur kirpa te se jan jage, jin har man vasya, bolle amrit bani. Now, which are these tehi guni? Tehi guni as in three qualities. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Ekam Mai Jugat Vai Tin Chele Pramanik Sansarik Pundari Iklai Deban. They are also called Rajogun. And what are the qualities of Rajogun? And these are the thoughts. This is subtle. This is invisible Maya. Now we are talking about subtle Maya. These thoughts which we have, Rajogun is mostly anxiety, desires, wishes, worries, all these things. Anxiety, depression, this is all part of the Rajogun. Tamogun, we all know, especially if you're born in a Sikh family and all, from the childhood we know lust, greed, anger, attachment, ego, काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, अहंकार. But it doesn't end just here. It will not end here. It's more to it. It's Nindya Jugli, which is gossiping, slandering, Irkha, Dwat, Nafrat, right? Then Nafrat is hate, lying, cheating, stealing, all comes in there. Tamogun. It's a most darker thoughts which we can have ever. Now what we have to do is we have to self-introspect. ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਝਾਤੀ ਮਾਰਨੀ ਹੈ. What is happening in our mind? Do we have these thoughts? The people will say, no. When I come to Gurdwara, I try that my thoughts should be good thoughts, always good. जिन्हों से पढ़ते हैं दया, संतोख, सत, निम्रता, which is seva, truthfulness, contentment, humility. But guess what? Guru Amardas Sache Pasha said, Tehi Guni Sansar Pram Sutta. You are in doubt. These thoughts are also part of Maya. These thoughts are also Maya. So even if you are doing something good, that's also Maya. Now what we should do then? If the good thoughts are Maya, Maharaj says, that doesn't mean that you have to stop doing the seva. That does not mean that you will not do these things. You do it, but you don't do with your own wisdom. You do it with Vaiguruji's wisdom. Satgur ki seva safal hai, je ko kare chit laye. Seva we have to do. We have to do langar seva. We have to do chaur sahib seva. But the question is, where is our mind? How we are doing that seva? Is our mind in the actual seva, or is the mind is saying, oh, see how good I am. I do this seva all the day. I go to the Gurdwara morning and evening. I do Langar Sahib seva. I do Jodya di seva. And I do this seva, that seva. That means what happens is, you were in Sattvagun. The moment you started having that thoughts, you started coming to the Tamogun, the ego. And people who know me, they know that I always tell the story about my friend. I have a Buddhist friend, and long time back, when I was talking with him, he do meditation and all, right? So they have a different way of doing the meditation, but we always exchange the notes. It's a long time back, few years back. And I asked him, I said, in Buddhism, do you guys talk about ego? He says, I never thought about it. I was like, okay. And we talked about, from, if you read Gurbani, Guru Japji Sahib every day, Kiv Sachiara huiye, Kiv Kude Tutte Pal, Hukum Razai Chalna, Nanak Likhya, Naad. Then how can we be Sachya? There is a Kurdi Pal, there is a wall of ego, the wall of thoughts between us and Vaheguru, right? It's all about Home Dirag Rog Hai Daru Bhi Ismahe, na? So there's so much about home which Aya, home which Gaya, right? There's so much about home in Gurbani that we all know that between us and Vaheguru, the separation is because of that curtain of home, the thoughts of home, right? But he said, we don't know anything about, we are not so much in details about it. But he said, I will take a note and I will see what happens. And I think it was like December, January, somewhere same time. I think we met after the shutdown. Probably it was 2nd or 3rd January. And he came back and he said, Raman, I experienced home today. I said, what? He said, yeah, I experienced the home. And he was very excited that he could experience the home. See, this is a difference. These people are very, very honest. They're not going to lie. He said, I said, okay, tell me, how did you experience the home? He said, he was running, and in the morning, it was a winter morning, cold morning, and he was, walking or running, and he said he saw a homeless guy. Do you have homeless guys here? All right. He saw a homeless guy, and he was shivering. He said he removed his coat and gave the coat to the homeless guy. And he said, I was like happy, I was good, everything was fine, I was normal. And when Buddhists, they do the meditation and we can learn something from them. They try to remain in present. They don't go in past, they don't go in future. They try to make their mind still. They focus on their breath. Probably most of you, they will already know this, right? They focus on the breath. And he said, I was in my present and all. And he said, the moment he came back home, his wife was, Xavier, where is your coat? He said, the moment she asked me, where is my coat? I told her, I gave my coat to the homeless person. He said, the moment I said he said, I remembered you talked about the homie, you talked about the ego. Because I felt the burning feeling inside me. Who am I to give anything to anybody? I can't even take a single breath. ਇੱਕ ਸਵਾਸ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ and he was telling me in an excited way but I had tears in my eyes that day. I was like he understood home more than me, right? Because for us it's natural ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੰਗਰ ਲਾਏ ਆ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਹ ਕੀਤਾ ਜੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਵੇਖੋ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਜੀ ਇਦਾਂ ਵੈ. We are doing self-praising, but who is doing it? Who is doing it? Who is giving us everything? We can't even take a single breath. If I say I want to breathe, it's not in my hands. It's Vaheguru, from the mouth of Vaheguru, the mouth of God. There are two things which are coming. One is called Naam and other is called Shabad. Now when we see Gurbani, we hear, the first thing we see it is Ik Oankar. Now traditional meanings, Vaheguru is one because it starts with Ik, one. But we don't try to take a gyan from the Gurbani. What is this Omkar? It's not just the Uda. It's Uda-like thing, but it is open from ahead. And tomorrow I will share with you, there's a campaign going on. Recently I was in India and Amritsar, they are putting the posters in there. What is the right way to write Omkar? Because there are many different forms now you see on the internet and sadly in some gurkhas also. But it is open from the top and it is going on the head top and it is open, right? From one Vaheguru, the sound of one Vaheguru, Ong, Kar, as in the creation has happened. Kita pasao, eko, kubao, tiste hoye, lakh dariyao. From a sound, this whole creation has been there. Now from this creation, Sachete Pavanapya. The Pavan also, such as in Vaheguru, we read it, Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Happy Sach, Nanak Hosi Pi Sach. That such as in Vaheguru was true before this creation. Jugad Sach, in all the ages he was true. He was the only one. Happy Sach, right now also he's there. Nanak Hosi Pi Sach. We might not be living, we might not survive, but he's going to be there forever. So that's such. From that such, that Ong is also coming, from that Ik, from that one, from the formless Vaheguru, and then the Pavan, as in the breath which we do, when that is also coming from one, that air element is also coming from him. Now when everything is given by him, how can we do anything? So that's why we have to remember all these things going forward. Now, first to understand this completely, we have to understand what is Vaheguru and what is not Vaheguru. We must now try to unlearn things which we have learned, right? When I say unlearn things, as in when we see things, anything which we see, just like the start of the lecture, we talked about how we differentiate things, how our mind is divided. Four sticks, there are four sticks, there are three sticks. What is this, right? Because we read something else, we say something else, we do something else. Because our minds are divided in a way that we try to judge everything through our mind. That's why there are two different perceptions, Guru Pyare. One is called Manmat, one is called Gurmat. This world is all about Manmat. They say everything, you can do everything. No doubt about it. You can do everything. But you can do everything with Vaiguruji's Kirpa. That's another, just add another line. You can do everything with Vaiguruji's Kirpa. Now, when we do things, when we start doing even the seva, when we come to the Gurdwara, when we say, I am not doing it, na main kiya, I am not doing anything, what he is doing everything. Na hum kiya, na karenge, na kar sake, sharir. I cannot do anything, Kabir Sahib. Kabir Sahib is saying this, that I am not doing anything, he is doing it. Because my body cannot be. Because कोई भरोसा है मेरा शरीर रहेगा कि नहीं रहेगा एक मिनट बाद शरीर खत्म हो गया फिर मैं क्या करूंगा so we have to understand now we have to start unlearning things to unlearn we have to take care of the misconceptions which is there in our head. This is the question which we addressed. Where is Vaheguru? Now it depends, right? When you are seeing outside, you see Vaheguru from outside. But when you will see Vaheguru inside, and how you see inside? When you close your eyes, right? When you close your eyes, then you see Vaheguru inside. Actually, when we think we are the physical body, that's where the problem is. Because we are sandwiched in between. Vaheguru is outside also, Vaheguru is inside also. We are in between. ਅਸੀਂ ਵਿਚਕਾਰ ਹੈਗੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ and guess what, if this is not there, it's all ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ. There is no andarvar. Andarvar is there when we consider ourselves a physical body. And Gurbani says dehi gupta videhi dise. Kende this dehi which you think, this body which you think is there is actually videhi. It's fake, it's counterfeit, it's not real. Why? Because 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years, how long can we survive? What will happen? Either they will cremate the body or bury the body, burn or bury, or put it in the water. That's it. Then who we are? And Bani says, Nanak Gurmukh aap pachane, Prabh jaise abhinasi. That this is why you got this birth. You have to recognize yourself. अपने आप को समझाना है, समझना है कि है कौन तू? Who are you? What is the purpose of our life? पई प्रापत मानुक देवरिया गोविंद मिलन की एक तेरी बढ़िया. We read this every day. But do we come to the Gurdwara Sahib and ask that who are we? Now, the famous misconception which we have, and mostly anybody from the Indian, not even Indian, I think all over the religions this thing is there. And some people even believe that only humans have the soul or the Atma, animals don't have an Atma or a soul. But there's a misconception for sure. My soul needs to be liberated. Right? My soul needs to be liberated. But Gurbani says something else. Gurbani says, Atam Ram, Ram hai Atam. So there's no difference between Atma and Ram. It's same. It's Vaheguru. Sukham Murat Nam Niranjan Kaya Ka Akar. That's your real body. The physical body is not real. The Sukham body, the subtle body is the real body. And it has the Naam, Atam Ram inside it. And that's the Akar. That's what our Akar is, which is a formless Akar. जिन्हों से पढ़ते हैं ना रूप ना रेख ना रंग किछ त्रै गुण ते प्रभ पिन नानका जिस होए सो person. Now, first we have to unlearn what we already know, right? And just like we mentioned, now some people say, and this is a new thing which I'm hearing in Sikhism also, oh, I see these beautiful mountains, I see all these things, you know, so beautiful beaches, nature is so beautiful. Balihari Kudrat Vasya. That's what they say, right? But we don't, we don't do vichar of Gurbani. Right? That's a problem. Kudrat kavan kaha vichar. Vare na jave, ek var. Chotud pave, sai parikar. Creation is there, but creation is not the creator. Creator is within the creation, just like we mentioned. But if that creation is not there, what is left? There's a time bound, right? Even these mountains, these trees, everything which has been created is not going to be forever there. Anything which is going to perish is Maya, is not Vairu. It's going to perish. Then another big perception, a person is a God. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਤੇ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਬੰਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਰੱਬ ਹੈ. You know what Guru Nanak Dev Ji did? So that people don't think about him as a, his body as a Vairu, physical body. We all know the story. Have you visited the Kartarpur Sahib in Pakistan? You should go there. There's Murkhta, we still did. But anyway, at the end of the times, when Guru Nanak Dev Ji decided he's gonna go out from the physical body, he's not gonna stay in the physical body. When he decided, Satguru Nanak Pargatya Mitti Tund Jag Chanan Hoya. Sabte Vadda Satguru Nanak Jinkal Rakhi Meri. Because he was Satguru. Not just the Atma, not just the Jyot, not just the mind, but his physical body was also Satguru. There was no cremation happened for Guru Nanak Dev Ji. There was no cremation happened. Why? Because on the left hand side, you all know the story, on the left hand side there were Hindus, on the right hand side there were Muslims. Muslims said, oh, we want to bury, once he leaves the body, we need to bury his body. Hindu said, we need to cremate it. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, you put your flowers on the left hand side, whatever flowers you want to put, and on the right hand side, and cover it with the sheet. And in the morning, whosoever's flowers will be there, you can do whatever based on your, because he wanted to teach the lesson. He wanted to teach them that I'm not a physical body. Guess what? He dissolved his 5 elements of the physical body in the Sukham, in the Vairu. His physical body was also made out of Nam. When in the morning Hindus and Muslims came, they didn't found the physical body. And only flowers were there to give them. And this is the story, same story, when I was reading this with Vaiguruji's Kirpa, this is the same story of Kabir Sahib. Same story of Kabir Sahib also. Or Kabir Ji also did the same thing. Even his body was also not cremated. That's what Gurmukhs, when they come, Satguru Roop Gurmukhs, when they come, they give this lesson to everybody that we are not physical body. It does not matter at the end whether you cremate it or you bury it. In the olden days, whatever resources they had, you do it. But the essence is, this body is nothing. It's going to perish. So that's why that misconception which is there, a physical body can be a god, we need to remove that misconception. Sadly, even in India now, just outside the Gurdwaras, China made idols of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Can you believe that? Thapya na jai, kita na hoye, ape aap niranjan soye. It cannot be established. But people have now made, the game started with the pictures and all. Now they started making the idols also of Guru Nanak. And there's very few houses where you will not see the picture of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Sadly, unfortunately. So that's why we have to unlearn things, right? We learned, oh, this picture is of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and then later we realized, oh, this was Vasobha Singh. He made his own picture. You know that, right? He made his own picture. We have to unlearn these things, that the physical body is not Vaigu. And We already discussed na roop, na rek, na rankich. Some people think, and in a certain kul, in a certain race, they are son of God, right? A physical person is there, he's son of God. One person is there, who is son of God. The group of people, I don't know if you know this, Japanese, in certain sect in Japanese, they actually think that they are son of God, right? They are actually directly came from physical son, right? So we have to unlearn all these things because Vaiguruji is formless, period. We don't have to think much more about it. I'll go quickly since we have only 10 minutes and then we'll do Simran. Then misconception number 5. God is a feeling. Right? Some people say, I feel God. No doubt about it that Gurmere Sangha Sada hai Nale. But just feeling it is not a God. You need to love it. You need to experience it. And you can experience it. You can see it from this physical eyes as well as the subtle mind's eyes also. You can see Vaiguru outside, you can see Vaiguru inside. So it's not a feeling. So this is something which we need to understand. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਰੱਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅਨੁਭਵ ਕਰਨਾ you have to experience it. Then God is found through thinking or education, right? Some people say, oh, you think and with just the gyan, that's why we read Gurbani, which is beautiful. We should recite Gurbani, we should memorize Gurbani. But that doesn't mean you will meet God. Why? Aao sare padhiye. Because Gurbani da farman hai. Aao sare padhiye. Bani Guru, Guru hai Bani. Vich Bani Amrit sare. Gurbani kahe. Sevak jan manai. Partakh Guru nishtare. Gurbani kahe. Sevak jan Manna, Partakh Guru, Nishtare. Whatever Gurbani is telling us, we have to do it. पढ़ना बहुत जरूरी, समझना बहुत जरूरी, but अगर उसी को कीता ही नहीं फिर. We read this in Gurbani, Vin tud horje mangna, sir dukha ke dukh de naam santokhiya, utre manki pur. Now, let's be honest. How many of us we come to the Gurdwara Sahib and ask for naam? Sanu aa cheez de do, sanu oh cheez de do, sanu aa cheez chahiye. I need a car, I need a job, I need a munda, I need a kudi, I need my rishta. Ki mang rahe hain assi? What are we asking? We don't ask for naam, we don't ask for the shabad, we don't ask what we actually need. Jide naal aapa, then where how we can get liberated. We don't do it. And that's very funny. पढ़दे हाँ सुखमनी साहब दे पाठ सारे गुरुद्वारे होंदे सिमरो सिमर सिमर सुख पाओ काल कलेश तन माहे मिटाओ. Now we read it. This is beautiful. We should read it. But we should also do it. अगर ਅਸੀਂ सिमरांगे नहीं, if we will not meditate, if we will not do Simran, how the clashes and how these problems, how this dukh is going to go away. दुख किवें जाणगे? And Guru Pyareo, lot of people when they start doing the Simran, Wah Guru, they know the technique also. It is Gaviye, Suniye, Man Rakhiye Pao. That you have to chant from your tongue, listen from your ears with love. But still, 4-5 minutes has passed. They said, oh no, mera man nahi tikda ji. Because that's the time when these doots which are inside you, they are also subtle, they are also invisible. इस देही अंदर पंच चोर वसै, काम क्रोध लोभ अहंकारा, अमृत लूटे मन मुख नहीं बूझे, कोई ना सुने पुकारा. These 5 thieves which becomes Rajogun, which becomes Tamogun, which becomes Sattvagun, they keep on changing their shape, they keep on changing their, based on the thoughts, based on your situation. They are fighting with you. This beautiful Sakhi of Guru Ramdas Sache Pasha. Guru Ramdas Sache Pasha was sitting in the Amrit Vela and doing loud Simran. And some Gurmukh Pyare came and they came to meet Guru Sahib and they heard that Guru Ramdas Sache Pasha is doing a loud Simran. They sat, and they waited for Guru Sahib when he will complete the Simran, then they will go and meet him. When they went to meet him, they said, Guru Sahib, you are Vaiguru's Roop. How come you were chanting so loud and all? Why you have to do it? And that Shabad is in Gurbani. Kaam Krodh Nagar mein Sabla Nit Uthut Juj Karija. This till the time this body is there, that lust is also going to be there. That krodh is also going to be there, as an anger is also going to be there. These things are going to be there. But we have to do every day morning, we have to kill them. We have to jujna. We have to literally beat them up every day. Every day. At the Amrit Vela. So these things are there, but we don't abide what Gurbani is telling us to. So just by reading, now if I read this, Kaam, Krodh, Nagar, Sabla, Mitne, Tutu, Juj, Kriya, very good, beautiful. Gurbani should be memorized because it gives us a reminder. But then I have to use the same Shabad and do the practical. I have to also do the Jujana. I also have to fight with these doots inside me, with the voices every day, all the time. And we did a small kind of a survey, and we asked people in a group, how much time do you spend on Simran every day? Some were 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 20. And I have a sheet also. I'll try to share it with everybody. I'll tell the Gurmukh Pyar to share it with you. It's an Excel sheet where you can put how much swas you spent on the worldly thoughts, how much swas you spent on the darker thoughts, as in the lust, greed, anger, attachment, ego, and how much swas you spent on the good thoughts, as in the seva. Right? And you can mark down the time. Rajagun, obviously, we all have to work. We put hours there. Tamogun is darker thought. We should not have it, but we all know the reality is we have it. So you put it there. And the people who did 5 minutes of Simran or no Simran, 10 minutes of Simran, their Tamoguni thoughts, darker thoughts were so high, unbelievable. You cannot believe it, unbelievable. So high. The more Simran they did, the Tamoguni thoughts started going down. And there were some who said, yes, they were working, but they were also remembering Vaigu. And their Sattoguni thoughts were always high. And Gurbani says that. Sant ka marag taram ki paudi kovard pagi pai. This is a marag. This is a path of saints. Sattogun is the path. It's a rasta. But it is not the ultimate rasta where you have to go to the Chautha path. And we will discuss more in the upcoming days how you can move from the Taram. But a small example, again another Saki, small Saki. Somebody tried to test Guru Arjan Dev Ji. And he came to Guru Arjan Dev Ji. He said, Guru Sahib, which religion, which Taram is the best Taram in this world? And he said, Guru Sahib will say Sikh Taram and all. But what Guru Sahib said, it is there in Gurbani. Sarab Taram mein Shresh Taram Harko Naam Jap Nirmal Karam. Only when we will do Naam Jap as per Gurbani Guru, then we can do the Nirmal Karam, pure Karams. Otherwise our Karams will be bad, our thoughts will be bad. That's why along with your work, you have to do Wah, Guru, Wah, Guru, Wah, Guru all the time. Because Vaheguru is not a feeling, Vaheguru is an experience, and you will only experience it if you will have no thoughts. When I say no thoughts, as in the automatic thoughts. If somebody is outside on your door and knocking, and let's say you are expecting something, a delivery or something, somebody will say, oh, there must be a parcel out there for me. And some criminal mind will say, oh, maybe there are cops there, right? But do you have to take all these thoughts? The only thought which we should have is get up from my sofa, just open the door. And that's what we have to learn and constantly learn and look inside कि मेरा मन की कर रहा है. What is my mind doing? And mind is actually the real identity of ours. Our real identity is mind. Because Maharaj says, mind is active even in your physical body and even when you sleep also. Eman karma, eman tarma, eman panchatatko janama. Mind is subtle, is invisible, but it is active when we are sleeping also. Example, when we see thoughts, when we see dreams. While sleeping, we see dreams. And sometimes these dreams are a different subject about the dreams, but high level, these dreams are something which we see it all the time based on what we did every day. Whatever we are doing every day. Khichdi ban ke aa jandi, you know, Punjabi kehte khichdi ban ke. It's a mixture of something. Sometimes it will not even make sense. What is happening in my brain with these dreams and all? There are different kinds of dreams. That's it. But at the end of the day, who is watching? Your eyes are closed. Your body is on the bed. Who is watching? Who is listening? You don't even know who is next to your body. ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਘਰ ਵਾਲਾ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਘਰ ਵਾਲੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਪਏ ਨੇ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ. You don't even know that your kids are next to you. ਫਿਰ ਉੱਥੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਕੌਣ ਹੈ? Who are we then? ਗੁਰੂ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਅਗਰ ਸੌਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਣੇ ਸੀ. If we would have become an Atam Ram, the Jyot of Vaheguru, then we should have been with Vaheguru. We should have seen just the Jyot of Vaheguru. And that's what we have to learn, how to do that. Through Gurbani Guru, practical through Gurbani Guru. That's why we have to unlearn. We know we are not a soul. We are not Atma. We have to become Atma. We have to become one with Atma. Man mare, tat mar jaye. We have to kill this mind. Then only we'll become Atma, Atma. Now people say, oh, hai badi changi Atma. Atma to hundi changi Guru pyare ho. People say there is a good soul. Soul is always good. Soul is pure. It's a pure embodiment of Vaheguru. It's a drop of Vaheguru. We'll discuss more, but we have to unlearn a lot of things which we have so that we can condition our mind. Or I should say decondition our mind. And the only way Gurbani teaches us is Simar, Simar, Simar Sukh Pavo. Simro, Simar, Simar Sukh Pavo. Kal Klesh Tan Mahe Matavo. There's so many shabads about the Simran. But Guru Ramdas Sache Pasha said, if you want to be my beloved Sikh, you should do Saas Giras Simran. Jo Saas Giras te aaye mera har har, so Gur Sikh Guru Man Pave. Kidda ji? How to do Saas Giras Simran? Tan Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji also mentioned. Gaviye, Suniye, Man Rakhiye, Pao. As in chant from your tongue, listen from your ears with love. Bade pyar de naal. Sarvani suniye, rasana gaiye, hirde te ye soi. Sarvan means ears. Sarvani suniye, rasana, chanting, hirde te ye soi. Till the time we will not kill these thoughts, and the best way is Sant Jana Milharjas Gayo Kot Janam Ke Dukh Gayo. We come in the saints, in the Sangat, Sat Sangat. Sat Sangat Mile So Tarya Gur Prasad Parampad Paya. Parampad means above this Trigun Maya, above these 9 darwaje, above these 9 doors, above these eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, 1 mouth, 2 down below, above these 9 darwaje. 9 dar thake tavatar hai, 10waं nij kar vasa paye. When we will kill these thoughts, close these 9 doors, we will automatically go to the Swadwar. And we will learn in days, maybe tomorrow. Most of the heavy lectures and the practice will be tomorrow. And then day after tomorrow also half day. But aao ji, koshish kariye. Now very simple, in Gurbani, don't never even get confused. Never ever get confused. There are two forms in Tanshri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj when the Vaheguru is written. One with the Syari, one with Mukta. There is no Lam. But if somebody is saying Vaheguru also, that's also fine. Jisnu Bakshe, Sift Sala, Nanak Pache Pacha. But we try to be following Gurbani. When we say with the Syari, it's a little bit of a touch. Why? Not Vahe. We have to follow what Gurbani says. But if somebody is saying Vahe also, it's all fine. It's all good. But we have to try to do Sasga Simran. The most important thing is you have to listen to your own voice. Sune dukh paap ka nas. Sab to important cheez. Dukh ki hai. What are these dukh? What is this pain? These thoughts of Rajogun, Tamogun, Sattogun. These thoughts are our dukh. ठीक है गुरु प्यारे शुरू करिए जी वाह listen to your voice Guru listen to your voice and we'll go for the other mechanics tomorrow आओ जी शुरू करिए जी वाह Guru 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 वाह nguru va 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 nguru nguru va nguru va nguru va ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. It's two main things when we are doing Simran. No picture, no statue, no image, just your voice. Just your voice. अपनी आवाज़ में आप सुनना, गाविए, सुनिए, मन रखिए, पाओ. And then whatever you're saying, right? You're saying Wah, that's why we put a gap in between. Wah, listen. Guru, listen. First, you will it will be a little bit of an effort, but the effort will go away slowly. It will go away. It will be automatic. We will start enjoying. Maharaj says in Gurbani, Sache naam ki lage bhook. Initially, it is mushkil. It's difficult. So that's why, jadon bhook lag jayegi, then it will become easy. And the easiest way is coming in the Sachi Sangat. Coming in the true congregation. Chanting with the Sangat will make it very, very easy. And in no time, your mind will start going in Saj, is in peace. The key hoega fir, then you will listen to the Malik's Awaj. Right? We have to go there. We have to make sure our target should be, if not the Jodh, at least the voice. But ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰੀ ਕਿ ਕੈਂਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰ ਦੇਣ, ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਇਟਸ ਆਲ ਕਿਰਪਾ, ਇਟਸ ਆਲ ਗ੍ਰੇਸ, ਗੁਰਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ, 100% ਗੁਰਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ. if somebody say, oh, I can do it myself, no. ਨਾ ਹਮ ਕੀਆ ਨਾ ਕरेंगे ਨਾ ਕਰ ਸਕੇ ਸ਼ਰੀਰ, ਅਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ, ਸਾਰੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ. Even when we are in this Darbar hall sitting out here, some people think, oh, I came, I did an effort. No, we did not. Maharaj aap hi bulanda hai. Maharaj aap hi bulanda hai. And then Maharaj is teaching us. Don't remember the person sitting on the mic, because that's a physical body. It has no existence. It has no value. Value is only of Bani Guru. Aur ek baar fir padh liye. Bani Guru. Guru hai Bani. Vich Bani Amrit Sare. Gurbani kahe. Sevak jan manai. ਪ੍ਰਤੱਖ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਿਸਤਾਰੇ, ਵਿਨ ਤੁਧ ਹੋਰ ਜੇ ਮੰਗਣਾ, ਸਿਰ ਦੁੱਖਾਂ ਕੇ ਦੁੱਖ, ਦੇ ਨਾਮ ਸੰਤੋਖੀਆ, ਉਤਰੇ ਮਨ ਕੀ ਭੁੱਖ. ਇਹ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਰੋਜ਼ ਕਰਨੀ. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. ਭੁੱਲਾਂ ਚੁੱਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਖਿਮਾ. ਆਓ ਜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਪੜੀਏ ਜੀ. ਹਮ ਅਵਗੁਣ ਪਰੇ, ਏਕ ਗੁਣ ਨਾਹੀ, ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਾੜ ਬਿਖੈ ਬਿਖ ਖਾਈ, ਮਾਇਆ ਮੋਹ ਪਰਮ ਪੈ ਭੂਲੈ, ਸੁਤ ਦਾਰਾ ਸਿਉ ਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਲਗਾਈ. ਇਕ ਉਤਮ ਪੰਥ ਸੁਣਿਓ ਗੁਰ